Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the LLLoungecast. It's been a while and a lot has changed. We're doing this over Discord because we can't leave our homes.
Well, I mean, one of us can. I just
Well,
don't wanna.
You shouldn't, technically.
yeah, we shouldn't leave our homes. Doesn't mean that we
Well-
haven't.
Well,
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean-
as long as you don't come into contact with anybody, you should be good.
Yeah.
But stay safe nonetheless.
So okay, we were in the middle of Orange was about to tell a story. So
yeah.
give him the preamble.
My real good night. Okay, so as a lot of the people in high school right now probably know, we don't go to high school anymore. We
That
stay
sounds about
home.
right.
Because of that, it's bound to happen that your sleep schedule gets a little bit out of whack. And when I say that, I mean I was going to bed at 4 and waking up at 12.
I've been going to bed at like 4 o'clock for the past 5 nights.
I've been going to bed at like 2, but it's bound to escalate.
It's getting worse. I know. So I had one of two choices, right? So I either stay up all night and then the whole day next day and then go to bed at like 9. Today is the next day, by the way. This just happened. Or I could just keep letting it get worse until it eventually like daylight savings times itself to fixing. So like I would just keep going to bed at like later times, and eventually I'd be going to bed at like 12 p.m. The point is though, I stayed up all night, and instead of doing productive work, I played Minecraft all night. Loaded up the latest snapshot, and then I started playing 2012 music, and the first song was somebody I used to know. Holy shit, it was such a trip. Like 3 hours later, I decide that I'm hungry. I go upstairs and make some boiled eggs. Now, I am one in the ways of egg psychology. If you boil eggs, it's proven that you will eat more than if you scramble eggs. This isn't the excellent challenge, it's just fact. So I boil 8 eggs, and my mother gets up real early in the morning to go to work because she still has to. She's works in a factory, so essential business pretty much. She comes down, she hears the boiling water, and she's like, "Are you boiling eggs?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "There's a whole carton of boiled eggs in there, right?" I'm like, "Oh." Well, she's like, "Well, how many eggs did you just boil?" I was like, "Oh, 8." And she looks
8?
Then she looks at me like this is really dumb expression. I'm like, "Oh, come on." So then I eat my 8 eggs in shame. And let me tell you, that 46 grams of protein, 48 grams of protein was worth it. Fuck. Is that right? What's 8 times 6?
We've been out of school for almost
8 times it's 48.
2 weeks. For 2
Boy has
weeks.
48 grams
Can't
of
remember what
egg
8 times
teen.
4 is.
Protein eggs. I'm still getting these gains out here in quarantine, the infected hours.
I just hate all this shit. Someone invited me to go and play Jackbox with them last night, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll come over. Let me ask my mom. And then I asked her, and then she's like, yeah, no. So then I was like, well, fuck me. What do I do?
Well, that was the smart thing.
I'd say
I feel like if you're friends with someone who also hasn't came out of their house in a millennia, I think they're at less of a risk anyways. See, like,
yeah, but just think about how many people think that exact same thing, and then their like numbers are still rising.
the reason things are getting worse, and this is proven, is because of all the people who hate the government and feel like doing whatever the fuck they want to do. I mean, it's just proven that's what's going on, and
the only reason that it's getting higher is because we're just getting more tests. Like, I think no matter what we do, I mean, obviously
like
this is
fucking math tests. I hate them.
We're slowing it down with this quarantine thing, but like, it's still numbers are still gonna rise. I expect it.
Oh, it's gonna get worse before it gets better, 100%. But
I think
supposed to peak here apparently in a couple weeks. So
yeah, like we're nearing the peak. I wasn't surprised at all this morning when I heard that school was pushed back another month.
I mean, neither was I at all in the slightest.
So yeah, it's been a good month. Okay, I wanted to mention just the state of affairs of my room, because it's been
the room update.
what was it? Okay, it's been about I want to say like almost 2 months since we last recorded an episode.
Which is
Uh,
crazy, by the way.
which is crazy, but I mean, with what's been going on recently, I mean, I get it. We were going to record like what was it 3 weeks ago, and then this started happening.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Unfortunately.
so yeah, okay. It would have been early February now, but back in February, I was in my room watching TV, and I take off my headphones for like 1 second, and I hear a sound. I hear a very unnerving sound. I hear like a like mice squeaking, and I
Oh
go,
my god,
"Oh no!"
this happened so long ago. Oh
Yeah,
my
right.
god.
So okay, okay. A little backstory for where like the layout of my room or like where I am in my house. I live in an attic, or like a room that looks really good for it being an attic. So like it used to be bad. It's good now, except for the last couple months. So I've lived here for a good, I think, 6 years, 7, and I've never had any problems. But I started hearing mice, so I decided to take the day off of school the next day, which was probably unnecessary. But I was able to clean out my room, make it actually look good. I don't think the guys have been. I don't think you two have been over here since I did it,
Oh no.
Nope.
but it
Last
looks
time
better. It
the
looks
last time
much
I was in
better
your
now.
room, I had to it was like a landmines.
You know,
I
it
didn't
looks
want to
much.
like
You
I
can
didn't
actually
want to
walk.
step on the Arby's wrapper.
You can actually walk in here now. It's fine. But
Aha.
um,
I probably won't for another like
for another 2 months.
at least.
But we shit, what was it? Yeah, no, so I cleaned it all out, and I remember, yeah, so like I didn't see any. I was like, oh, okay. I wonder where they are then. Uh, so I would decided to go to band practice, and then I come back home, or like while I'm at band practice, I'm texting my friend, who's really good with animals. Like she knows a good deal about it. And she texts me and she's like, "Okay, have you checked everywhere?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I don't mean to break this to you, but you should probably check your bed." And I just go, "Oh shit." So, so I go home. I say I prop up my phone camera to like to under the bed just in case I miss anything. And I pick up my mattress, I shake it, and then nothing happens. So I put it back down and I look at the phone. I look at the phone and
Yeah.
I have never felt a feeling quite like this. I look down at my phone and I watch the video back. If you concentrate on the bottom right corner of the video, you can see like 3 little shapes fall from my bed and start moving. And I went, "Oh." Like, I just a
Oh.
sigh of like, "Oh,
A
no."
moment of defeat.
And then, like, okay, so I decided at that point, moving things around in my room just wasn't gonna cut it, so I took everything out. There was nothing in here. It was like an hour. Nothing. No holes. I set up traps. Nothing happened
No,
until about what were you gonna say?
oh, okay. Okay. This is going to be a little bit off topic. I'll try to make it quick. You know how in one of the old Sniper Elite videos, which by the way, unfortunately had to take a cancellation because of corruption. Uh, but you know how
Unfortunate. Rest in peace.
I referenced a Crowcat video talking about Evolve. Evolve is a gamer's game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm straight.
Crowcat has a different video talking about the Ouya console, and I think I've shown you it.
you have.
Where like halfway through the CEO of the company is getting an interview, and she's like, "Nothing. There's nothing special. There's nothing." And she just says nothing like 20 times, and that's what
Nothing.
no, there's
You just gotta know that there's nothing special, dude.
the guy interviewing her tried to save her too. He was like, yeah, a lot of people don't come out here and say there's nothing special with the thing they're bringing out. She's like, oh, you don't want people knowing that you can do this yourself. Like,
So
it
yeah,
wasn't a very
okay.
wise move. Go ahead.
So it ends up being like this. there's nothing currently in my room, but I've resolved that it's 100% certain that there are things in my walls. Could be mice, could be bats, I don't know.
Rats.
And at this point,
Weird.
I'm not exactly with our current situation, I'm not stressing about it. I could give less of a shit. I have a bat next to my bed, just in case any rats or raccoons want to get fresh.
Or bats.
Not just in case they want to get fresh.
They're about to get a taste of metal. But it's so yeah.
Why
That's
do you just have a metal bat?
protection. It's a.
I have a couple.
I don't think
He
it's.
lives-
I don't think
Hey,
it's too weird.
Think about where he lives.
I guess, but I mean, like, I have a fucking gas-powered airsoft gun underneath my bed, but I'm not even sure if it works anymore. I always keep it loaded, though.
I also have I have
Rats.
this is
I always stay strapped.
this is absolutely real. I'll have to next time you guys are over here, I'll have to show you it. But I have this fucking knife that my dad's friend made back when they worked at like a
Oh yeah, you showed me
manufacturing
that.
company. Yeah, it's nuts. It's like this. It's this like side of piping. So
That
it's not
thing
even
should
like
be contraband, dude. Like,
it's
that
not.
shouldn't
Yeah,
be allowed.
it's probably not okay.
I just have a baseball bat that's half broken that I got from a Crushers game one time.
Cause like, I'll try to describe it. So it's like this really sharp material, not quite, probably just like a lot of a different kind of metal. And it's the handle is duct tape, and it has this, it has the word "ook" scraped into the side of it. I didn't realize this, but I like my dad was like, "Have you ever seen the ook on the knife?" I went, "What?" And he showed it to me. His friend made up this curse word and was like, "I'm gonna carve it into this knife." If you think, if you think that was the end of the story of my room in the last couple months, you'd be sorely wrong. Because right after, like I'm talking like days after the whole mice situation got taken care of, I start noticing cracks in my walls that were not there before.
It's the house with the mice in it, the house with the rats in its walls.
There's like a big one going down the side of my ceiling. There was one like on my ceiling that was really big that my mom and I decided to hot glue. Let's see how long that'll hold. But you know, I'm glad I'm moving out soon because I don't know how long this room
Yeah.
will hold.
Let's think about this. Which rats are bigger, the rats in where you're going to college at, or the rats here?
That's
I'm just
point.
gonna take a real big guess here and say that wherever you're going to college, because I know there's gonna be some big
I don't think
rats.
I don't think there's any like secret to be told that I'm going to college in a city.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about which city.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, I might as well just like because I'm gonna when you're a freshman, you're gonna be in like a tower. Like it's a bit bigger than an apartment building. I'm assuming that if I see a rat, I'm just gonna be able to open my window and just chuck it to the depths below.
No,
I don't know.
dude.
I have no feelings for rats.
If you see a rat, you just fucking shoot it, and then everyone, oh yeah, you found the rat.
Then everyone on the block will be like, "Hooray!
Yeah, the rat's gone.
The rat!"
You try to get fresh. I like
In case a rat tries to get fresh. But, oh, what else? What else have we done in like the last couple months? We saw The Invisible Man.
Oh, The Invisible Man. Let me tell
Fuck
you,
that
that is the
movie.
most overrated movie ever,
It's
in our
so
opinion.
bad.
Now, it could have just been because of each other's company that
No,
we
it's
saw
not.
some. I mean, I feel like we have to have some kind of. We got to have something wrong with our viewing
No, I don't-
experience for us to think it's so bad, and then the ratings.
No, I
to
just
give it
think it's
like a
straight up
9.
garbage.
I
No,
don't
like I
get it.
tried. Like I remember I talked about it with Purple. Like days after we saw it, he was like, "No, yeah, that's still really bad." Because there's this scene where spoiler alert, I don't care. They're like the daughter's in the bedroom and she like she hears a noise, so she
This
brings
is
out
my
the
favorite scene, dude.
she brings out the pepper spray and sprays the corner, and you're just like you see like a shape fall, like dude, just like a regular dude fall,
Oh,
and
it's so
That's the hardest I've ever heard Purple laugh, like, in a few months.
Keep in mind,
It's
this is
so
also this is a
fucking
this
bad.
is a bigger like major spoiler, but you have to understand it's a suit with a bunch of cameras everywhere on it. There are little to no openings, and then this random girl pepper sprays an area and somehow gets him in the eye.
Like,
Earlier, it's like foreshadowed too, and it was so dumb. I thought it was just a joke, but it
Maybe
wasn't.
he's
Where
invisible.
where like
that
oh,
got me.
no.
That
So, yeah,
got me
okay.
so bad.
Purple has
She's
this
like,
running
"I
joke
think-"
throughout the entire movie where he'd periodically lean over to me and go, "Hey, do you see?" Or he's like, "Oh, do you see that over there? Do you think that's the Invisible Man? Oh, wait a minute. Can you not see him?
He's
Maybe
invisible.
it's because he's invisible." And like throughout the movie, he would just get louder with it. And by the end of the movie, he's like, "Do you not see him?"
He's invisible.
Did you see him?
Still not as dumb as Terminator Dark Fate, which Orange, Green, and I
think
saw.
you mean Terminator garbage. Yeah, that was not a very good movie. At least there was more funny moments in Terminator garbage.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Terminator Garbage had that one dude in it that made it worthwhile.
The Rev 9
I don't even remember.
played up to, no, that's what he was called. He was played up to be this huge threat, doesn't kill anybody in the movie.
All he does is
I mean,
run around and jump like
he
a.
kills civvies that don't matter. But the only real damage he does is like the main girl protector has to die to kill him. You know, just like Terminator 3.
He
That
has
happened before.
he like all he does that makes him being there so worthwhile is he jumps around and like
The
clings
CG
onto stuff like a
effects are
monkey. It's
so
hilarious.
good. Factory scene. Please edit the clip. I
I'll
know
edit
you
the
can
clip in the
find it. He
video
just
version.
flies in and it's so good. There weren't many funny moments until then, but as soon as I saw that clip, everyone just started dying, and we knew the movie was somewhat worth it. I give it a -6 out of 10.
I
Keep in
give it
mind,
a -6.
I'm doing the totally not Mark thing, and not a lot of people know who that is. But when he rates, he does like Dragon Ball Super ratings. When he rates, he has his ratings go from 10 to -10. The negative numbers are how like so bad that it's good. So like -10 would be like it's such a bad like technically it's so bad, but a really good time watching it. Watching the factory scene, I give that scene alone a -10 out of 10. Basically, the closer to 0 something is, the actual worse it gets.
I see. I don't account for so bad it's good in my rating system, but like if I at least had a fun with a movie, had fun with a bad movie, I'll be kind of lenient. I gave Terminator Dark Fate a 1 because I thought
And
like
the only reason he did that is because it can't be as bad as Slenderman, guys.
no, there's okay. The worst movie I have ever seen is Slender Man. That is the only movie that hits all the like, or that does nothing. Like everything that it tries to do, it fails at. It's not even fun to watch. It's boring. So, if I'm certain that anybody listening to this podcast right now, can make a better movie than Slender Man. I'm
Video
100%
game
certain of
movies,
that.
they don't have to be bad. It's literally just people don't give a shit. They're just in it for money.
We saw Sonic, and that wasn't
Case
that
in
bad.
point, yeah, that's my like main reason. Video game movies don't have to be bad. I never really liked Sonic. The Sonic movie was great. I
I
enjoyed
wouldn't say
watching the
great.
Sonic movie.
I said it.
Let's be
great.
real. Let's
I
look
like
at
it.
let's look at every other video game movie you've seen.
Oh,
The Sonic
comparatively
movie is great.
comparatively to video game movies, yeah, Sonic is
Yes.
great.
Let's be because like what video game movies are really good?
I don't know.
Everybody knows the Mario Brothers movie was good.
Of course. Let's look at like anime live actions too. Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm looking at you, and I don't want to look at you.
I don't want to look at you.
Hey Goku, we got to do a live.
Oh wait,
reaction
okay,
of the
wait.
fucking Dragon Ball Evolution.
See, okay, wait, did you said anime movies, right?
Like
Or like
um,
live action anime movies? Because if we're gonna talk about any of them, I think Red and I got something to say about a specific movie that we
Oh
watched.
no,
What are you guys talking about?
The Death Note movie.
bro.
Oh
Okay,
my
that
God, I
movie was
watched-
garbage.
I watched
Like,
it.
okay,
so-
wait, hold on. Let me fucking say what I have to say about
Go
it.
ahead.
Because
go ahead.
okay, let me tell you. Sitting through that movie, okay, Death Note was one of the first ever animes I ever watched, and I loved every single episode.
Great
of that.
start, by the way.
Same here. Great.
It was, it was a great fucking anime. It had so many
Had
moments.
the chips.
It had the chips. It had every single like actual main plot like event actually made me say, "Oh, that was actually pretty cool." But let me tell you, this goddamn horrific pile of garbage, and I don't say that lightly. Okay, honest to God.
Here's the deal. Death Note, the only reason I say it's worse than Dragon Ball Evolution as an anime adaptation into live action is because the Death Note movie ruined so much of the eloquent, like intricate concepts that the anime had.
It just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
That's just straight up what it did.
Like,
I'm gonna
L is
call
a-
myself Kira because then the police will think I'm from Japan. Like,
That
that's so
actually
dumb.
that line hurt. That line hurt.
Let's think about this. Everything in Death Note was thought of so brilliantly. It was a great cat and mouse chase, and you were always wondering who was gonna, because you weren't. It's like it's such a gray line between who's the good and bad person in that anime. Because like a lot of people take light side. I personally like L. That's me. But
Everybody does.
but let's be
I
real.
like both of
When
them.
you decide to like throw all that out the window and make L a literal crazy person.
Yeah, okay, so that's
He
the
is
thing about this
insane in
movie.
this movie.
That's the thing about this movie. Like L in the show is weird with a purpose. He has a reason for being so weird.
He got quirks and stuff.
He's got quirks. He's a fun character. L in the movie, that is
He
one of
steals
the
a cop
worst.
car.
He shoots a man. No, wait, was it? He punches a man, takes his gun, and runs after the light.
He's just a crazy person.
And if you think that like we're talking about spoilers for the movie, that must mean we're talking about spoilers for the show too. No. The Death Note movie is almost I'd say a
Garbage.
good 99% different from the show. Like so much of it is just so
it's
different.
real bad.
I agree. I don't get it. I don't get how someone could just ruin, or like absolutely ruin a show. Okay, Game of Thrones fans, I totally get it. Okay, we don't talk about the last season, and there's a reason for it. HBO is the main reason why that entire last season was just fucked. So first off, fuck HBO. They are a garbage ass company, and they need to go kill themselves. That's just how I feel.
I wouldn't say 100%.
No, I say a good 98%, because they ruined. Okay, I'm a big fan of medieval times kind of shit. Just I feel like there's so much stuff you can do with that time frame. Obviously a lot of it's pretty similar, but you can make a lot of different stories out of it. But HBO was like, yeah, we're getting a lot of money off of this show. I agree. But you guys got to make this snappy. We're not gonna let you guys finish the show how you guys want it to be. You're gonna finish it our way. It's like, hello? It's like, can I watch a show? Okay, I've been invested in the show since season 1, and you're not allowing me to have the glorification of having an actual like ending.
Have either of you ever seen Snoop Dogg's Twitter video on his reaction to the finale of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Where he's the dragon's like going up to Jon Snow, and Snoop sounds like he's crying. He's like, "Eat that motherfucker, man!"
Right?
It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
Eat that motherfucker, man.
He's like, "Shit."
Burn his motherfucking ass, son of a fucking bitch. I know I'm late. I don't give a fuck. I just got back home and I'm watching this fucking Game of Thrones. This shit pissed me off.
I watched that after the release of the final episode. and it was
Yeah.
just hilarious.
All I know about Game of Thrones is this picture that I just sent you guys. But you can put it up on screen. I just randomly saw this. It was online. It's in the Snapchat.
Okay, one sec.
Let me see.
This diagram very well drawn out. And this is all I know about it.
Yeah, season 7 and 8 were garbage. That's just how it was.
Apparently the end of season 6 was the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know anything about it.
See, that's the thing. Season 6 was okay until the end, and then it was really good. And then HBO was like, yeah, go fuck your guys' selves. And they're like, seasons 7 and 8 were horribly rushed, garbage. And even the directors, they felt bad.
I bet.
It's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
It was so rushed, and they had... Because, like, they noticed those scenes, and they're like, there's just nothing we can do about it.
Let's talk about video games.
Ah.
Have been obsessed with okay. I don't usually play much Call of Duty, but lately I've been on my World at War shit. Playing the World at War campaign and veteran has taught me humility. If you don't know, basically making it harder just equates to how many bullets you can get shot by until you die and how many thrown at you. It's a crazy experience. If you go into it playing veteran, you can expect to be running in every direction, avoiding like 6 grenades at a time, and they will all kill you if they're anywhere close to you. The reason I say this is because I don't know.
Did your train of
Okay.
thought leave?
I guess
While you're thinking
ranking,
about
I'm
that,
ranking the map. I'm ranking the missions. It's coming out.
while you're thinking about that, okay, let me tell you, and I don't understand in the slightest why this is such a controversial topic. Doom Eternal is a solid 10 out of 10, and I do not care what anybody says. That game is a complete masterpiece, and
I
for
wouldn't say-
various reasons.
I wouldn't say 10.
I
But
say 10.
I would say solid 9. It's really good.
Okay, but here's the thing: people are rating it like 4, 5. They're like, oh,
No.
I like D2016 because everything was so slowed down, and I was actually able to think about everything. Bro, okay,
No.
listen.
Not at all.
Please tell me what Doom 1 was like. You were running constantly, going between room to room to kill demons. Doom
I'll tell you-
2016 felt like the halfway point between Doom Eternal and Doom 3.
I'll tell you exactly what the difference between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal is, and why they're both like 9 out of 10s in my book. The thing with both of them is Doom 2016 feels more immersive. Like I'm never really taken out by the menu or anything. I always feel like I'm totally in. The only flaw I see with Doom Eternal is that a lot of it feels very video gamey. Like a lot of the pop-ups, some of the menus. That's a very nitpicky thing to say, but
And
it's just
see,
something
that's
I
like
noticed. But
that's just because that's
it.
what they wanted to do.
That's
with
straight
the
up it. That's all. That's the only thing I didn't like. The rest of it's
Right.
really good.
Like, but that was one of their core designs. They were like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna make this a lot more of like an arcade kind of feel.
Yeah, and that's
So,
and
so
they
I
did
mean,
it.
like,
It looks good.
it's okay to judge the game for that's what it is, but like, it's not okay for people to nitpick that because they don't like it.
If anybody
Well,
like,
why buy the game when they clearly stated it was going to be more arcade feeling? If you don't
It's-
want it to be arcade feeling.
it's so objectively good that like I really can't see any reviewers giving it anything lower than like a 7 and it making any kind of sense.
And
Like if it's subjective, sure, that's fine. It might not, be your thing.
There's
but
a lot of specifics I could talk about, but obviously you're not finished through the game. The game's been out for a solid 10 days now. I completed it within 2.5. And that was me pretty much. I stayed up for 5 hours on release as well. But the game will easily take you, if you're just playing it casually, they said a very minimum of 21 hours. Okay. And that's understandable. I grinded through that game and I got it done in 16.
Hold on, let me check how much I have in it right now.
But that's because I'm more than just a casual. I like continuously will play a game until I beat. That's just how I am.
14 hours.
Right.
And you said that I'm like not close to the end, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Plus, you haven't done any of the collectibles. I'm
No,
sure.
I haven't done. I've done like if I pick them up along the way. I'm not okay.
I
I'll-
did
I'll
all the
complete-
collectibles and everything while I was playing the game.
I'll complete
So-
games like Celeste or Hotline Miami. I'm not a huge like completionist, I guess you could say. I guess the one game that I've done 100% is Breath of the Wild minus Korok seeds, but nobody counts those.
Mhm.
But it's like that's it. I'm not that much of a completionist.
This 3 out of 10 review compares Doom Eternal to Super Mario with a shotgun.
Yeah, that's just
that's
totally just false.
The first 2 hours, I was heavily bored. No action, so much chanted music was heard, only occasionally, and jumping like a Super Mario, consistently out of ammo. This is not Doom feeling.
Here's this is what kind of pisses me off.
They keep whining about the platforming, but like the platforming is
They whine about
better.
the platforming. They whine about not having a lot of ammo. Okay. Doom 2016, because people complained about 2016. They complained about how you could just pick up one weapon and use it through the entire game. So when Eternal's like, okay, we'll make it so you have less ammo, therefore you're going to have to use different weapons. Then they start to complain about that. So it's like you can't really judge id Software for the decisions that they made, because it's like,
I for one think the shortage of ammo is really good.
This one
that
just
means
says
that I'm moving around a lot.
So top 3 reasons why Doom 2016 was just, it sucked in my opinion. But it was like it was an 8 out of 10 game. It would have been a 9 out of 10 aside from these 3 reasons.
I'll hear you out.
Suck.
1, the fact that I was able to just use the super shotgun through the entire game. I love the super shotgun, my favorite weapon, but the fact that I had 60 bullets for it and I never had to worry about running out of ammo ever, it just made it boring. It just made it super boring, because like it was your go-to choice anyways, because it did the most damage and everything. There was no reason to really use any other one except for preference.
Okay, this one, go ahead, I'll read it afterwards.
You've got the repetition of the arenas and stuff. Pretty much every arena felt the exact same, in my opinion. But I hear that argument with Doom Eternal, and I'd like to say that's just blatantly false. For the sole fact that you're constantly in a different environment for every single battle, and it makes it feel fresh. It's not just like, oh, you have like your base floor that you stand on, and then you have like another platform above that. No, you could be swinging between shit. You could be dashing everywhere. It made it feel fresh. My third reason of hating Doom 2016 was the final boss fight. And I'm not going to say anything about Eternals because you're not there. But it, on a scale of 1 to 10, the Spider Mastermind fight is a 2 compared to the Icon of Sin fight. It's a 2.
Right.
It straight up is a 2. My like heart was racing during the Icon fight.
So, can we mention how 2 9 out of 10s came out on the same day?
For the game?
I'm talking about Animal Crossing, but before you do that,
I am.
this review.
Okay, go ahead, read a review.
Okay, so it's long, but it has a TLDR. I'll just read the start. Fun, but an overall disappointment. This is a 0 out of 10, by the way. Save your money and wait for a sale.
How much?
0 out of 10. Now it seems like he's completely serious too. Let me read this.
He said fun, right?
Fun, but an overall disappointment.
Then
it must be a 0 out of 10 compared to what he was expecting. I'm not going to read too much into it, but I'll read the actual review. Save your money and wait for a sale. First things first, I've been a massive Doom fanboy since the original.
Bullshit.
And have loved playing Doom, yes, even Doom 3 throughout the decades. I was a huge fan of 2016 Doom, and thought they did nearly everything right: tone, presentation, gameplay loops, and mechanics. I
Then
am
what
nearly
about
finished with Doom Eternal on Nightmare difficulty and have grown very accustomed to how different this game is from its previous title. And hoo boy, it's very different, which leads me to my next point.
not
Doom
really?
Eternal is a big letdown for me. Here's my thoughts why. The TLDR now says the gameplay, tone, art direction, and story changes are a step backwards from Doom 2016 and create an annoying and just overall unfun combat experience. The more I played, the less enjoyable each combat arena got, and to the point where each one was approached with the mindset of just wanting it to be over with as fast as possible so I could get back to the actual fun parts of the game. I will
I
finish
just
the game and I won't
disagree.
refund it since I did find some enjoyment out of it, but it's been a big letdown. I felt myself playing one level at a time of Doom Eternal
Yes.
between the marathon sessions of Doom 2016. One of those games will continue to take a place on my top. Oh, one of those games will continue to take up space up on my hard drive. Doom Eternal will not. Pros, I'll just read the pros and cons and then be done with it. There are some good additions here, but really, that really are a step above Doom 2016. The double dash, love it, feels great to use. Blood punch feels fun to use. Destructible demons adds some nice strategy to combat. Grenade launcher, flame cannon, ice bombs are fun additions and serve a good purpose. And the cons are there are a good deal of them, and many stem from pushing their new preferred playstyle way too hard.
I don't think
It's
this.
not even like a new preferred play style.
Okay, hold
I
on.
feel
There. I don't think he knows what a zero means.
yeah, that
Because
means that
a
you didn't
zero-
find any enjoyment in the game.
What I'm about to say is as someone who's a very like casual Doom fan. I like Doom. I don't love it. I just like it. But like, okay, a zero is something you can find zero pros in. It seems like this guy had some fun with it. So I was expecting like a 4, but a 0? My goodness. He might just be one of those people where it's like it's either a 10 or a 0. Or like at that point just say yes or no like to certain products. Why would you give it a rating?
This one's 4 out of 10. I just can't. There's too much platforming. This feels like a slasher, not a shooter. I'd rather shoot things with guns.
And what's the problem? You're shooting a lot of things, but okay, that's the other thing that that one guy said that I didn't really understand is he said that it's wildly different from Doom 2016. No, it isn't. It's pretty similar actually. A
I
lot
think
of
it
it
has
is
its
pretty
difference.
similar.
I think it has its differences, but it's
But
definitely
overall, it's a
nowhere
Doom
near
sequel.
the. I don't know.
I'm so
See,
confused.
I think my biggest discrepancy with that is just the fact that he clearly just doesn't know what he's talking. And I'm okay. I'm a pretty big Doom fan, but not like this, like the biggest, right?
Right.
But I show a lot of appreciation for the game because I've loved pretty much every id Software game. Wolfenstein, Doom, everything. I mean, I even played fucking what was their original game that they made that they always make fun?
Was it
Uh,
Quake?
No, well, yeah, I played a lot of Quake as well. I'll get back to that later as soon as I figure it out. But I've played pretty much every id Software game to date, and I've loved every single one because they approach it with like the utmost like, okay, what is fun for us and how can we kind of like transgress that onto the other people? They took the concept, okay, hell on earth. Now, how are we going to get the player from this starting point where the invasion's been going on for about 2 years now, and how are we going to transgress it to the end? And so I think they did a very, very great job at doing that. I don't think that there was a single problem, like a single discrepancy in the story, except for one. And they already said that they're putting out DLCs, 2 DLCs. One's supposed to come within a month. Then everybody's thinking that it's probably going to help us figure this out. The only discrepancy that I don't like is that they didn't tell you what the fuck happened in that 2-year span between 2016 being done and Doom Eternal taking place.
right.
So I'm thinking in the DLCs, what they're going to do is they're going to, probably one of the DLCs is going to be about after Dr. Hayden sent you away in the 2016 version and where you like ended up. And the second DLC is going to be about building the Fortress of Doom, the initial invasion, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks that they didn't. They should have told that first and foremost, in my opinion. They could have cut the whole entire DLC thing out of it if they would have just told that part of the story.
Mm.
And it could have just been one mission. It could have been like, but what I really liked was the whole entire thing about, you got to see how Doom Guy got so strong. And yes, it is confirmed that Doom Guy and Doomslayer are the exact same person, so people can fuck off.
I did like there was a bit of something that made me laugh while I was playing the game. I didn't expect when the subtitles came up for like something that Doom Guy said for just to say Doom Guy. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna say Slayer, but I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Doom Guy and Doomslayer is the exact same thing. And people can fuck off.
So yeah, like March 20th was a good day for video games. Probably the best day we've had in a couple of years because we got 2 9 out of 10s, Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. And
Yeah.
neither of these two have played it, but it's been myself, Purple, and Green that have been like playing it and talking to each other about it. It's a good game. I don't really have much else to say other than I have been playing it at least 2 hours a day for the last 10 days. And it's been a while since I've like uh latched onto a game and played it that frequently. So I'm happy with that. But in terms of games that are coming out within a 24-hour period of myself talking right now that I have been immensely excited about is the new Persona. I've been on a journey with my expectations on if I'm gonna be able to play it or not over the last week.
Oh, I
of
want to tell a story
all
about
of
this.
all of this all of this Corona talk, everything with that. Amazon said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be maybe putting delays on more of our non-essential products that we're shipping out," and I understand that makes complete sense.
So
But
I got a call.
yeah, go
I got a call for
go tell your story.
So I got a call from Blue on Discord. Well, no, I originally got a text from him, and he's like, "Hey, can you get in Discord? I want to talk to you about something." I was like, "All right, sure."
I said I got some news.
Yeah. So I get in Discord and we're talking, and he's like, he explains the whole entire Amazon thing, and you could just hear how disheveled his voice is. Like he's actually fucking scared that they might just delay his package. He's like, "You know what? You know what I might just do?" And I'm like, "Oh God, what will you do?" He's like, "If my package doesn't arrive within a week of it's supposed to be in here, I'm just gonna flat out buy the game again on digitally." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, and for notice, he bought the digital, like the deluxe edition.
I bought the big boy package.
Yeah,
like
not the deluxe, but like the one above.
$90. I did it with my Christmas money. I went all out.
So he got like the entire all the fucking kit and caboodle and all that kind of shit.
Let me put into context why I was so disheveled that night. So throughout this whole thing, I wouldn't say that I've been consistently sad or like depressed about this whole situation, but I've had like days where like I don't feel good. But a thing I've been constantly looking forward to is this game. Like with Animal Crossing and Doom, I was like, "Oh man, this is great. I'm glad these games are finally out." But there's that one game on the horizon that's gonna just make all of this feel better because I'll have something to do for at least another 5 months. And then once the Amazon announced that they would start delaying non-essential packages, I was like, "Uh-oh." And then I finally got an email the night that I called Red, and I said and I saw it and I went, "Oh no." Like all the feelings of like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?" just started flooding in. So it was more like I wasn't completely mad about the package, but it was just like the last 3 weeks poured into one moment of oh no. But
it really was
it's-
a night too, because I was sitting there, like I was in the middle of playing Warzone too with one of my brother's friends, and I was dead and everything, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna hop in Discord really quick. He's like, all right, so
oh yeah, I didn't ask you what you did afterward.
so I I get back there, after I'm done talking to him, and just like, all right, so what happened? And I was like, "Oh, yeah, one of my friends is like having a fucking stroke about how this game is not going to be coming out possibly." Because obviously, I mean, he didn't know what Persona was, obviously, so I wasn't gonna like go
Right.
ahead and explain it. So I was like, "Yeah, one of my friends is having like a stroke about how his package with this game that's coming out on the 31st is not going to be here possibly." And so he starts laughing at everything, and I'm like, "Hey, I don't blame him." I was like, if Doom Eternal got released like a week later after when it was supposed to release, and I sat up till 1 o'clock in the morning waiting to play it, I would actually have a heart attack.
No, yeah, because that's what I was about to say. Because this is my Doom Eternal. Like, imagine that you have been waiting, and you have been waiting like a year for this game to come out, completely like anticipated, and you buy like, and you I barely pre-order games. This was like the first
Me
time that I
too.
did. This is the first time I did it in like months in advance. So like I was just like, yeah, I'll go out, I'll go on Amazon, pre-order the big one. Oh boy, I'm so excited. There's no way that this could get, messed up because it's Amazon. And now we're here. But like, okay. And I don't ask for much usually from the world, but I'm just saying, I've calmed down about it. But I'm not going to be particularly happy. I understand like the whole reason that they're doing all this. I just like once my package gets to me tomorrow, if it's a big possibility, especially now that it said, when I checked it this morning that it will be arriving tomorrow by 8 p.m. So I'm assuming it's gonna come. But like once it
Right.
gets to me, they can do whatever they want. They're done with me for like the rest
They're
of
done
time.
with me.
They're done with me for the rest of time as far as I'm concerned. I really don't care.
I feel
But
bad that I can't relate to any of this.
okay, what's the thing that you get inordinately excited about? Like so, something that you like what's the thing that you usually would get your hopes up for and be pretty excited about happening?
Uh,
Track. I can tell you for one thing.
Actually, not really. Not as
Really?
excited. It's not the most excited. It's just like,
You seemed pretty upset about it when it
well, yeah,
like
because it's my senior year and I'm never gonna be able to do it again. Like, I can't just come back next year. But something I get excited about, just I don't know, like an album releasing, I guess. A Skillet album releasing, sure, we'll say that.
But yeah, like I'm calmed down about it. Like I'm not like freaking out about it or anything. Even if I got an email today that said it would be delayed for like a week, that's fine. But I'm just like I knew that night that like if they were to delay my package, that I might not be getting it until this whole thing's over. And I don't know how long that's gonna be. So at a certain point, I was started to think about taking it into my own hands. So that's why that night I resolved that like, okay, if I have to wait more than like a week or 2 weeks for this package, then I'm just gonna go out and buy it. And obviously that's dumb, but it's still like, come on. But yeah, I feel fine about it now. But it was definitely like it was a funny night when that happened.
yeah, it was.
I'm not sure how long we've been doing this, but I think it's at least been an hour.
It has, and yeah, I think we're about good.
It's just I hate everything that's going on. And
Mm,
okay, I haven't mentioned this on the podcast, but you guys clearly know, and if you didn't, you have some type of stupidity. I'm a huge League of Legends fan.
well, of course.
Huge is a very understatement, I guess.
Well, your the name of your role in
The
our
nick-
Discord server, the name of your role in our Discord server is I have a LOL addiction. So
I
yeah,
thought you were about to say the nickname for people like you is nerd.
But but here's the thing. I've been playing more League of Legends during this time than I
Right.
have in my entire life because I just have nothing to do. And it's so great, but I could tell that my mental health is just deteriorating because of it. Because like for anybody who hasn't played League of Legends, you guys should at least know that the game is has a very toxic community. And that's fine because it's a very competitive game. But here's the thing. When you have autistic children on your team that literally don't know how to breathe correctly, and you are the only person doing well, and you're getting blamed constantly.
Right.
It's just like you'll have one really good game, and then the next game could just like punch you in the face and say, "Yeah, stop playing the game." That's how League of Legends treats you.
But like I've coined it over the last few days. I've just started calling like whenever I feel a little down in my mood, I've just started calling it the quarantine blues.
It's a very odd thing because I know you guys have feelings like that,
Mhm.
and I've just been fine. Like this thing has probably hit me the least amount out of everybody, besides like maybe Yellow.
It's because I feel like, okay, actually, I don't know. I want to make a statement, but I think Orange has me beat in this category. I feel like I'm a lot more extroverted than you two.
To a certain extent, maybe.
People are scared of me.
I'm like more willing to talk to people and hang out with people like constantly. So like whenever someone invites me over, I'm like, "Oh, sure, I'd love to do that." And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can't leave my house." And it just sucks cuz like I just want to go somewhere. I don't even care where I go. I woke up one morning and my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Walmart? We have to get a computer." I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Get
Yeah, like
me out, dude."
I've been I'm trying to think of like because I completely feel what you're saying, but like I'm the type of person that even before all this was going on, I could totally tell you what kind of person I am. I'm the kind of person that if I stay inside and don't go anywhere else for more than a day, I don't feel that good by the end of the
Yeah.
day because I feel like I've done nothing. But that's why like I'm doing fine now. Like I've been dealing with that a lot better over the last couple weeks. But before, before any of this happened, or like the first couple weeks, it was a little hard. I'm not gonna lie, and it's not too like obviously I have it much better than a lot of people do right now. Didn't get laid off from any jobs or anything. I'd say that I'm on the middle. I'm not like completely affected by this, but like I'm affected to a point. But like I said, I miss having that place to go. I don't miss school. Don't get me wrong. I feel completely fine not having to sit in boring ass classes for hours on end each day. But I miss having that place I can just go every uh every day for a couple hours.
I agree.
But I'm getting better at dealing with it, and now that we just got the order to stay in for another month, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do other than get used to it?
I
Right.
run 5Ks. I do that. It's a
But
little bit harder for you to do.
run 5Ks,
No, walk 5Ks.
walk 5 Ks, 5 Ks,
5
Walk
gays.
5Ks.
Walk
Five-
5 gays.
I'm just pulling up, pulling up to the club with my 5Ks, taking them on a walk. I do the 5K route through the place that we live at.
Yeah, it might sound a little trivial to say like, oh, I don't feel good thanks to being inside a lot, but I mean, I don't know. I have the things that affect my mood, and that's been messing with me for like a couple weeks. It's getting better, but
Yeah.
you know,
I've been getting better at managing it, especially because I have
That's-
someone I've been talking to that I really care about and has been making day-to-days pretty easy and likable.
that's the deal with the quarantine blues. Just if you're out there and you're more than likely you're also in a similar situation. Stay safe. Don't go outside unless you need to.
Don't
Right.
watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
Don't watch
Don't-
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, and don't call Doom Eternal a trash game, otherwise I will honestly find you and you probably will have a fight
Let's
with me.
go. Doom Eternal's a trash game.
Well, I'm not gonna fight you, sorry.
Meet us next time when we talk about which is better, physical or digital releases.
Fuck.